Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different, and I swear to God, this is not because I've run out of video ideas. I definitely have. Because I don't really want to play Cuphead, but we're going to do it anyway. Something really got me in a bad mood. It's horrible. One shot I just don't want to play. It's kind of boring for the moment, so we'll probably do that next level up. But anyway, with all that being said, today we're going to be doing another video. So about a couple months ago, I made a video on a map, DE. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, because if there's any German people watching, then yeah, they're going to be pissed off because I mispronounced it. It is a map on Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I got to around 100 on it. Now, after that, I tried doing Origins, but like it took so many, I tried experimenting with so many strategies on how to do it. I couldn't do it. I tried using the strategy where you camp in the fire tunnel. It didn't really work. I barely got to 40 and I was very much struggling with ammo, like flashbacks, gobble. I hit the gobble gun machine every time because I always used the gobble gun, and this was like in the 30s, by the way. By the time I got to 40, I barely had any gobble guns left, so I know that wasn't gonna work. I tried using the generator 3 strategy where you keep the door shut, like by like gen 3, like next to the Kudo wall by right there, you just keep that door shut. I tried using that, tried training there. It did work. I got to 70, but it just didn't really work the way I want. It was pretty much the same thing as the other strategy. I was on my knees. I got so unbelievably lucky. The gobblegums I got, I was out. I was out of gobblegums. I knew the strategy wasn't gonna work, and it was such a horrible run. And then I did the fucking tank strategy where you go behind the tank station and you just train. Now, I already knew about the strategy prior to doing like the third generator challenge. I mean, not the third generator challenge, third generator strategy. The reason why I didn't do it is I thought like it was gonna be super hard because the spawns were different. Like on BO2 it was so much better running because the mud isn't as slow. But it just didn't, like, I didn't bring myself to do it but since the fact that I was so desperate, I tried it like a couple months later because I just gave up really. But when I came back yesterday, I got round 56 and I died, as you can see here, and the many clips repeated, and I was wondering, I'm gonna do it again. And I did do it again, but then I died. Well, I didn't die at 35, my internet just went out. I'm gonna be telling you guys how I did it, like, in detail, because not only just announcing the fact that I'm doing Origins this next round on 100, I'm gonna try and explain how to do it, because, I mean, it's kind of like the arcade thing. I kind of do that instead. I don't know why, I just like talking about stuff, I guess. The first thing you should, like, the many strategies you can consider is the camping at the fire tunnel strategy. That is probably the most popular strategy. I don't really like it. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't know how to use the ice stuff. Now, like, I'm getting the gist of how to use it. But it's like, camping is just not good for the ice stuff. Like, it's just, don't do it. Honestly, I don't like doing it. Now, if you're a skilled player and you actually know how it works, then probably, yeah, but I just didn't like the strategy at all. Like, I'm a big fan of camping, okay? I camped on BE, I camped on Revelations, I did the Varrock strategy, I did the upstairs strategy on DE. Like, it's fine and all. But camping on Origins is just not that my thing. You have to train. You have to train. You could use the training strat, the crazy plays where you almost beat the Easter egg. Like when you're almost done with the Easter egg, all those rocks, they're gone. So then it gives you a lot of room to actually train and stuff like that. You could do that strategy. You could also do the Gen 3 like I talked about last time. Training is gonna be super difficult, but I just didn't like it, okay? I'm gonna be dead in this. It's just not like worth it. You could, like, a long time ago when I was doing like Origins high runs, I tried training at the well, I didn't really train. I just spammed the ice stuff, like all three fucking charges, and like just by the sign, like where at the church there's like these, and at those mud trails there's like this death skull sign. I just went there to like the right side, the one next to Jug, like the trail that leads to Jug. I tried that side. It got me to about 40. Like 40 is like the death marker. It really determines what strategy is gonna work and what's gonna not work. I guess the Gen 3 strategy could work, but it's just not worth it really most of the time, because I just don't find my like it's just not worth doing the Gen 3 strategy. You barely have any space. You could like use the robot foots if you have the golden helmet or something, but I feel like that wouldn't be very practical. So like you could do it. It's like whatever you want, really. The gobblegums I would recommend for the Highland strategy, probably get yourself. Look, I'm gonna split it into two because I don't really know any classic gobblegums, so I'm gonna just assume what classic gobblegums you're gonna need. For mega gums, I'd recommend like any gobblegum that will give you like any perks if you want, really. So like perkaholic or soda fountain, just any of those. You could use definitely like cashback. That would very much help. Raindrops also helps as well. But it's not very like practical because you have like 50 drops, and then if you get like an immolation, I'm not sure if that's gonna mess with the chances of getting a max ammo. You could get a like an alchemical. You can get it in plain sight. You could it's really up to you, but the main things you should get is a pergaholic, get yourself an alchemical, get yourself a cashback, and a raindrops if you really wanted to. Those are the main helpers and key. Those are the main key sources. It's just alchemical. Pergaholic is a little like split because you don't need all the perks. Don't get Widow's Wine. I don't recommend it really. Just go for like Jug, Quick Revive, get Eat Cola, and Stamina. That's probably what I would recommend. I don't know. You could also get the 5th perk Double Tap by that challenge you can get. Classic gums, just go for like an In Plain Sight, Alchemical. I don't know, like a fucking, like an In Plain Sight, Alchemical. Everything else is just of your choice really. Because there's not very much good classic gum, so it doesn't really matter. That's pretty much all I would recommend. Some other tips, just if you're doing the, like if you're trying to get 100 on Origins, make sure you know how to use the ice staff. If you're trying to consider any of these, make sure you know how to use it. Okay, if you're having an alchemical, sure you can spam like all three, like you could spam like a 3 charge up with the ice staff. It's not gonna do you much good, okay? Just don't spam it across the place. I don't believe that's gonna do you any good. Don't do it. It's stupid and it's horrible. I almost downed by that, so just don't do it. Usually that works like if you're like spamming the lightning bow with alchemical or something, but if you're spamming the ice staff with alchemical, just don't do it. Obviously you're gonna of course need the ice staff. I would very much recommend a VMP with turn. That very much helps. You could use the Boomhilda to take care of the Panzers. I use the Mark II because it just does it nice and fast. The Boomhilda, I've never even tried it on the Panzer like during the high run strategy in a long time, so I really couldn't tell you if that works or not. It probably does because it's most known for that. But I'd recommend like a Mark II or something. You don't have to though because it's not necessary. When there's a Panzer, I would recommend throwing like a G-strike at the zombies so they get distracted. And because the Panzer doesn't go for G-strikes, you have a very clear shot at it and you can just shoot it with the Mark II and finish it off. It's not going to take that many hits to get it killed by the Mark II. The training spots are kind of difficult. So in the right side of, there's 2 trails, like at the tank station, behind the tank station, because I'm describing my strategy. There's 2 trails. You could go for the right side, the one just near like that, the bunker, or you could go for the left side, like the one near spawn. Now, what I would recommend, the best side is to like, you know, like wrap around in and then take a U-turn is definitely the spot near the bunker that leads to the mound. I don't know why, because training there is like, when you're training and then you loop around, you have all the zombies gathered up, so you could like turn like put a turn in there and then it will shred through the zombies. I don't know about Death Machine. Like Death Machine was so useful in DE high rounds, but now if you use Death Machine in Origins, it's extremely risky. Okay, I don't recommend doing it. It's not gonna do you much good. However, if you do get one, try and do it. You can go ahead and try, but I'd like, you might die. I don't know. I haven't gotten past like 60 in a while. So yeah, that was the only time I even got like to past 60 was the 70 round. I really couldn't tell you though because I only got up to 56 using that strategy. I'm going to try more, obviously. I'm going to try more today and then tomorrow and then probably the day after probably, but I don't know because I have school and I got to do a double upload. So yeah, I will explain more about this because I am very new to this strategy. I haven't really used it that much at all. I've only used it twice in which like it was actually considered a run-in that I remember. So what I would just, my summary of this entire thing: Mega Gums, Perkaholic, Alchemical, In Plain Sight, Cashback, Raindrops, anything like that will be fine. Classic Gums, in plain sight, alchemical, any other gobblegum, I really don't give a shit. Just those two are just necessary, really. Not really in plain sight, just alchemical, really, most of the time. VMP has to have turned on it. High stuff upgraded, of course. Get the G-strikes if you can. You don't have to get the G-strikes, but they are very much a big lifesaver. They can save you in very close situations. They've saved mine this long. Make sure you're good at using the ice staff. Make sure you know how to use the ice staff correctly, because if you don't, then obviously you're just probably gonna die like a loser. And of course, try and be decent at training. You don't have to be a god at training, but just be decent, pretty decent, getting the gist, or knowing the basics of training. You should be fine. Now, I really don't know how it's gonna go for you if you try with classics, because I don't try with classics. I don't try with power, like the most OP guns, like near death, power vacuum. Now, I will admit I did use power vacuum on DE, but I only used it once, but that was because I was desperate for ammo. And I'm being dead necessary, I only used it once. I really don't have any other proof than that, really, because, you know, I didn't stream it like the entire time like my friend does. So, anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I will keep you guys updated if I do in fact beat it, and I will make a strategy on how to do it and what I recommend, because, you know, I'm the one who got to around 100. However, I do recommend you probably go, like, visit someone else's, like, strategy and tips on how to do it, because I'm not a round 100 master. I've only gotten 100 on a couple maps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.